No.
Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Zero Interest, starting with Season 2, Episode 1 of RWBY, or Volume 2, whatever. Anyway, so, to be perfectly clear, this was recorded right after we did the season finale for Season 1, Volume 1, whatever, and yeah, we just decided to jump right on into this one. So.
Boy, does this look a lot better.
Oh, God, yes, it does. It is so satisfying to see good animation and character art and everything.
So, you can tell immediately, for example, I'm pretty sure they just completely redid the model for Good Witch. But they've obviously updated their shaders for their characters and everything. There's no longer any silhouette people. They have an actual skybox now with clouds and lighting and bloom and shadows.
Yay.
And it looks like a completely different series.
It does.
It looks actually
good now.
It actually looks professional now. Which was like, oh my gosh, this looks great. And we open on two new characters that were introduced in the teaser of the last episode of Season 1, Emerald and Mercury.
I knew you were lost.
Mercury, I will seriously pay you to shut up.
That's not your money.
But it could be yours for 5 minutes of silence.
No deal.
And they're looking around for instructions onto this certain area, the shop.
Mm-hmm. And they get the old man from the first season.
Yeah, his dust shop is now reopened.
Mm-hmm.
Yay! And so they go to this bookstore. It has this.
Oh, did you notice, by the way, that she robbed him?
Yeah.
Yeah, just.
So I
feel so
said this before, but I'm pretty sure this girl is Aladdin. A gender swapped Aladdin. She literally gets called a street rat, and she's robbing people.
Yeah.
Riff raff, street rat, scoundrel. Take that.
It's the wrong cadence.
I know.
Melody for that song, but
I
yeah.
know.
Also, he was singing that while we were watching the episode, so you know.
But like, it's Aladdin is one of my favorite movies. I haven't watched it in a long, long time.
I know. I haven't either. I kind of want to watch it again. I want to watch just like all three of them, actually, to be honest.
But when I see a brown-skinned person who's called a street rat who robs people, I either think they're Slumdog Millionaire or Aladdin. So
I can't tell whether that makes you racist or not.
I'm joking.
Okay.
But
moving on.
Those are the popular examples. But no. Considering that what I know about this being all Disney movies and everything, Disney movies are history. She's Aladdin. And so they go and they rob this bookstore, or rather, not rob. They go in and like, hey, your White Fang brothers ain't too happy with you, or something or another.
You shouldn't make a promise you can't keep, Tuxin. I hear you're planning on leaving. Moving all the way to Vacuo. Your brothers in the White Fang wouldn't be happy to hear that. And neither are we.
And so the guy comes at them with claws, the bookshop owner, and he's like, ah! And he gets smacked down like it's nothing. And then we go over to see, oh, hey guys, it's your RWBY friends. And look, they all look better. They have better models.
What you doing?
Nothing. Just going over notes from last semester.
Lame.
They have better shading and lighting. And there's people now. Did I mention there's people? We see Monkey Dude first, I think, right? Or do we see the...
Yes, we do. We see him and his buddy. I don't know. I don't remember whether he got named here, but his name is Neptune.
So then we were fighting side by side, and she was super fast, and I threw a banana at a guy, which sounds gross, but it was awesome.
Nice.
Right?
All right.
Guess who
Mercury,
he is?
Neptune. Guess who he is?
I'll give you 3. The first 2 don't count.
The first, he's Neptune. His hair is blue. Is he King Neptune from Little Mermaid?
1, that was King Triton from Little Mermaid.
I tried. But Neptune's like basically Triton. Basically.
Or maybe he's the Greek god Neptune, god of the ocean.
Yeah.
Perhaps. Just,
yeah.
You know.
Basically.
Anyway.
I know that Neptune's got it. He might as well be King Neptune.
Anyway, so this is the first of Sun's teammates that we meet. And Sun is telling him all about the adventures that he had while he was waiting for everyone else to show up. And it's like, hey, we did all this awesome stuff, and there's this girl named Blake, and she's a cat faunus, but don't tell anyone she's a cat faunus because that's supposed to be a secret. And not like in a, I'm just going to go and immediately tell Scarlet about this, who's another teammate, by the way. I mean, like an actual secret that you can't tell anyone.
Yeah, and by the way, it was in this scene that I noticed just how much the textures improved. Because he was the first person from the old show I'd seen, really. And, not aside from that old man who we barely saw. Yeah. And you see, wow, he has a really defined stomach now and abs. Because the lines are now thicker and darker, and like it's an art style change almost.
Yeah. Like they're actually shaded a little bit rather than just being slightly discolored.
Yeah. It looks good. I've said that before. So basically, we're going back to here we are in the cafeteria with all your RWBY friends and all your other team members and whatnot. And Yang is getting food thrown at her face, which the fact that kept happening made me laugh so much.
Oh.
Just in the middle of talking,
yeah.
And then RWBY comes up. She's like, "We're gonna have the best day ever." And she has this humongous book.
Sisters, friends, wives. Hey! 7 minutes ago, I had a dream.
This ought to be good.
And well, food fight breaks out.
I had one.
Yeah, please amend me if
I didn't notice it the first time I watched this, but having read, I think it was Industrious on Space Battles forums, did Industrious watches RWBY and does commentary thing.
Mm-hmm.
Basically this, only in text form. And he immediately picked up on, hey, 7 years ago, that's not a thing in the RWBY universe. That doesn't make sense. That joke doesn't make sense. I am not a crook. Also, that's actually even worse because that not only doesn't make sense in their setting, it's also a reference that most people who watch this show probably wouldn't get.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's a bit of a writing foul-up, really.
Yeah.
I kind of agree with him on that. It wasn't even a good joke.
Yeah, but I wasn't really paying attention to that. Like that slipped by me, probably because I was talking to you or whatever.
Yeah.
Then a food fight starts, and it's the coolest food fight ever. Like, I mean,
we don't actually see it properly start. We get hints of this is going to happen because Yang, instead of getting a grape thrown at her, she gets a tomato thrown at her.
It's an apple.
My apologies. And then Weiss stands up and she's like, I think we should... And then a pie gets hit in the face. And then we cut back to outside with Sun and Neptune. And Sun is still talking them up and saying how awesome they are and they're the coolest people in the world, while we have giant splatters against the windows and Jean gets thrown into the window somehow.
The people here are the coolest. No offense to you guys.
One taken.
As their food. And so they enter in, and it's like, you know that gif of the guy who runs into the room with the pizza and it's on fire? The room's on fire, and he's just like smiling. He's like, oh, that's what happens.
Except it's not on fire.
Nora's queen of the castle, and there's a... Yeah, but no, like, Nora's queen of the castle, there's tables upon tables stacked upon one another, and it's the coolest. And then there's a huge battle in which they all use food versions of their weapons. At one point, Yang gets launched to the ceiling, and she was punching people with turkeys, one in each fist, turkey gloves, and...
Yeah, and Blake and Ren and Pyrrha use giant baguettes as swords, and Blake uses hot dogs as a whip, and...
Ren uses leeks.
Yep, Yang uses a swordfish.
Yeah.
And
Nora uses
I really like the ketchup bottle, using it like a glyphs, and it just sprays all up. It's a really imaginative scene, gotta say.
It is, and in a weird way, it's probably one of my favorite fight scenes so far.
It's one of mine too.
Because it's just so creative and it's so imaginative, and it's so well choreographed. Like, it is a well done fight. I mean, nothing has really topped the Penny Pinocchio, I have swords and now they can shoot lasers. Because that's just all the levels of BS that I want. But I imagine she'll probably show up and it will be even more awesome with swords that shoot lasers.
Swords that shoot lasers is pretty good.
Yeah, it's how can you win against that?
It's hard to logic how that works, but yeah, it's pretty cool.
If you get close, the sword stabs you. If you go far away, you get shot by a sword laser. So...
Weiss gets knocked out, and Ruby catches her and is like, no thing. And super speed just demolishes everyone. Immediately. With a rosemary, as she tends to do.
And really, like, super speed push to the maximums is really, really, really strong. I'm not sure what Blake's particular special power is, if she has one.
Shadow clones.
Oh.
Or more accurately, it's like shadow clones, but they're more like the regular clones from Naruto. So they can't actually do anything, but they're a good distraction.
Okay. And then Yang is you cut my hair, my eyes are going to turn red, and I'm going to slaughter you.
They exposit it, and it's really awkward in a few episodes, but basically she is basically a Saiyan. Like, it's not even...
Oh. Like,
she gets damaged, and she will come back stronger, essentially.
Oh. That's actually pretty cool. Yeah, so... I think there was, like, after that... There was more. There wasn't much... Yeah. Good Witch. Yeah, Linda shows up, she fixes everything.
Children, please, do not play with your food.
And her model looks completely different, but the same. It's just they cleaned her up a lot.
Yep.
Osmond shows up. He looks just about the same.
Play with your food, kind of thing.
Yeah. And she fixes everything 'cause she's the magic good witch.
Yeah.
And Osmond's like, let them be kids. You know, don't be too mad. It won't be long before they're no longer allowed to have fun like this.
Pretty much.
And then we switch over to Freddie Mercury and Aladdin Girl, and they're there with Roman.
Oh, look, she sent the kids again. This is turning out just like the divorce.
Oh.
And Roman's like, "Hey, what are you guys doing now? What do you guys look the address to this store? What's going on?"
Yeah, he pickpockets Emerald and steals the address that they were looking for before, the one of the bookshop.
Yeah. And then girl who we do not have a name of, Queen Lady.
Emerald says,
what's her name?
It's Cinda.
Cinda. Really?
Guess who she is? Cinder as in fire, by the way.
Yeah.
As in cinders. So, that is apparently the only clue that we get for who she is. So that's all I'm going to give you.
That sounds familiar, like Cinda.
That's my accent. Cinder.
Cinderella.
Surprisingly enough, you're right.
What? No. No. Bad show. No. You're not allowed to. You're not allowed.
I don't know how that works either, but yeah, that's who she's apparently supposed to be.
Why fire? I mean, I don't understand the logic there.
She has another power that does actually make it make a little bit more sense, but not by much.
I mean, I guess fire turns sand into glass.
That is actually the power. It's glass.
Gus, no. Oh.
I agree it doesn't make much sense, but that's according to the wiki. I did have to look this up because I had no idea. But yeah, that's who she is.
I don't... Does she have like a double identity? Is that a thing? Probably.
Moving on. So,
I mean, you know, with the fact that she was fire, I could maybe buy that she's like a wicked witch or something, and that water is her weakness.
That's not her. Anyway, so
okay.
Cinder is like, hey, why did you, Emerald and Mercury, go and do this of your own volition? You weren't supposed to do this. You were supposed to be laying low. And then she yells at Roman for, like, why didn't you get this taken care of yourself? And he's like, staring at the, like, boxes and boxes and boxes of dust. Sorry if I was busy. Kind of thing.
Yeah. And so Roman was busy doing stuff. She's like, yeah, you don't need to steal any more stuff. We're moving on.
Phase 2.
He's like, what? What? And then Aladdin steals his...
Phase
little
2 is very
match.
Obviously a reference to Young Justice. Yeah. So it turns out that while Roman was picking Emerald's pocket, she was picking his pocket and stealing his lighter. Like, that happened at the exact same time. Which I thought was kind of clever.
And so then we end there with the new opening, which is probably one of the best openings I've seen in a while. In terms of there's a lot going on, and the 3D really does add to it with what you can do. I mean, compared to some anime openings, it's not gonna really match up, but like the stuff that they do is really cool. I like it. I wasn't sure if it was the video or me, but I noticed at some parts there seemed to be like a like a little kind of a stop, like a
Hitching kind of thing.
yeah.
I think that might have just been the video, to be honest.
Okay. But yeah, works well. It's fine. It's good.
Good stuff.
I can only imagine it going up from here, actually.
Yeah, this season 2 opening is probably my favorite, actually, out of all of them. The first one was good, but had, obviously, season 1 problems. 3 goes in a very different direction. I don't particularly like it. And 4, it seems generic. But we'll get to those.
But this is a good opening.
Yeah.
And then we hit the end of the episode, and I have to say, yeah, you got me. Like, this was enough to convince me to keep watching. My hopes were not displaced of it getting better, because it has substantially improved. There are some, as you said before, the writing is still kind of hit and miss. I'm hoping that will change as we get further on, because I didn't really get to see much of the girls, the main cast.
No, this was a lot of setup, and then we get characterization moving on.
But I would be, I really just want to watch more.
I know.
But I think we're
Do
done.
Another one after this? I'm game if you are. It's up to you.
Yeah, let's do another one after this. It's just
We've so
you got me. You got me. All right.
Okay. All right. So that's episode 1 of volume 2. He seems a little bit ashamed. Whoa. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
See you in the next episode. We're gonna have a lot of these in the can, and I'm not gonna want to record more. It's just gonna be a problem. Who's gonna get mad at me?
Bye.
Bye, everybody.